Fine French champagne, as unprepossessing as this one. $200 a bottle. In order to prevent spillage, one does not simply twist out the cork. Instead, one holds the cork stationary, and then gives the bottle 3 easy turns. One. Oh, no! Get some glasses, quick! Oh my God!
Yeah, it's not only where you live. You go to Africa. You travel all over the world. Get to eat lobster. Have some more lobster. It's good.
I don't really think
We want you to have lobster.
Lobster and religion, I really don't see the similarities.
Sir? Sir, are you listening to me, sir? Sir, I'm talking to you! Sir!
In this difficult economy that we're all trying to deal with nowadays, most of the jobs normally reserved for English majors may no longer be available.
We have unlimited juice? This party is gonna be off the hook.
Guys, why are the brakes working? Because I cut the brakes! Wild card, bitches!
Yeah!
Don't bring the pussy, she stiddles!
Oh, that's beautiful! Oh, that's beautiful! That's really pretty though! Oh, yeah! Oh, that's pretty though! Gorgeous over there though!
Well, hello and welcome to another episode of What the Hell Did You Expect? This is show number 15 in a collector's series. I'm your host, Kevin Ryan, weighing in this week at 193 pounds, and we're doing a ghetto episode this week for all of you listening, either on the stream that's been delayed 2 hours, which is the problem specifically, or for those of you who are listening to our ghetto episode podcast, hello, welcome to the ghetto version of What the Hell Did You Expect? Just hang on for the ride, is all I have to say.
We're sorry.
Yeah.
We're really sorry. I promise this won't happen again, but oops.
We really can't make that promise at all because KLC is notorious for having a stream that does not work ever.
I'm really impressed. We had it for 2 weeks, then we dropped on the third. Just like last year, actually. That's exactly what happened last year.
Yeah, no, I think exactly a third of our episodes last year were ghetto episodes because the stream wasn't working. But we actually, I wouldn't say we perfected the ghetto episode medium.
That's not a medium I want to perfect, Kevin. What we do is we get real, actual equipment, and we just don't have the problem.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, it's not a problem of us getting the real, actual equipment.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's a problem of some weird institutional entity named KLC getting the proper equipment, and then actually being able to run the proper equipment and make it all work, which they really...
How much are we
given their track record... Yeah, we probably shouldn't shit on the people who are allowing us to do this hour of imaginary radio.
Exactly. But that said, guys,
really,
Jesus Christ, get your shit together.
Yeah. Speaking about getting our shit together, you may have noticed that I am not nearly as plaguey and coughy this week as I was last week, thanks to the magic of modern medicine and science, and also a week of time going by and me getting better and getting rest and resting my voice and stuff.
Yep.
So we won't have that hurdle to deal with, hopefully. I may still duck out for an errant cough or two now and again.
At which point I'll start babbling with fish noises.
Yeah.
We're making whales.
Although, fortunately, I don't think that's going to have to happen as much this week as it has in the past. Hey, I want to start off right out of the gates. Have you done any D&D lately?
No.
Neither have I.
We've had some technical difficulties on my end that are preventing us from doing so.
Yeah, I mean, more or less same with us. Adassa's work schedule just really I mean, she's been working so much lately, and it just hasn't been lining up well with actually doing a session of D&D.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. Okay, well, we exhausted that topic quickly.
Yeah. I mean, I think we made a Melchior joke last week. That's
Did
like
we?
the extent of it. No, not on the podcast. Just like at dinner one time. It was like,
Yeah,
and that's all we've talked about.
Yeah, I was gonna say not on the podcast because I listened back to it, and it was, in all honesty, one of our shittier shows last week. I have to say, and that's saying a lot.
Either.
I mean, that's saying quite a lot because at the beginning of last semester we had some pretty shitty shows too.
Yeah, we were getting into it. Come on,
Yeah,
dude. Cut us some
but,
slack.
But I don't know. For some reason, I've got a feeling like tonight we're going to have a pretty good, like, solid show.
With the exception of the audio quality. But
well, yeah. But, I mean, in terms of content, like, I've got a run sheet that's just brimming with things right now.
You know what we should do?
What?
We should talk about how awesome our run sheet is for an hour and then never actually do any of the things
and
on the
never
run sheet.
talk about what's on the run sheet.
Yeah, and like, then we'll end and be like, that was a great episode, Kevin. Yeah, Colin, and then we'll just quit.
Speaking of sort of meta radio things, I was listening to NPR today as I was driving back from Fred Meyer, and you know what they were playing? They were playing the late night theme.
What?
Yeah, because they were talking about things that happened 30 years ago, and 30 years ago that song was, like, at the top of the charts.
Really?
Yeah, 30 years ago that song was a #1 hit, and now it's the punchline to everyone's joke. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, I think that kind of happens with all music, doesn't it?
Well,
except for, like, Queen. But
I mean, there's a lot of classics that, what's the one that everyone is into? It's like the Glee theme song. Just
the Journey song?
Boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Journey song.
What the fuck is it called?
Objectively, Journey is a pretty shitty band.
Oh, come on! I like their 80s glam rockiness.
But see, that's what it is. Like, it's a very 80s band. It's very cemented in its time period.
Yes, it is.
Yet, here we are in 2014, and, you ask just about anyone what that song is, and they know it. They know Journey.
Oh, it's Don't Stop Believing. That's what it's called.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't stop believing.
Hold on to that feeling.
That's from Glee?
No, it's actually not from Glee. Well, I mean, they sing it on Glee.
Okay. They sing everything on Glee.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the point of Glee.
I figured. I've never seen an episode.
Neither have
My brother watched it when he was in middle school, but I never had any reactions.
I had friends who watched Glee, and then they weren't my friends anymore because they watched Glee.
Ouch. High standards, Kevin.
That's not entirely true. Actually, it totally is.
I can hear my computer humming from here. It's an awful sound.
It's not that. Remember when we made, like, the tower of jewel cases to put, like, under it so it made such an atrocious noise? No, it really didn't.
I'm sorry, little computer. You'll be retired soon enough.
How old is that computer?
I don't fucking know. I bought it secondhand when I got it in junior year of college.
High school. If that were a smartphone, it would be well overdue for an upgrade at this point.
My phone is no, it isn't. I like to run my electronics into the ground and not buy replacements because that's how I roll. And my phone is 4 years old now, which by modern standards is like, oh my gosh,
it's a dinosaur.
Yeah, it's a dinosaur. It's like, it's an iPhone 4, and people are like, well, you should upgrade. And I'm like,
wait, are iPhone 4s really 4 years old?
Yeah.
Because I have an iPhone 5S, and it's only like a few months old.
That's insane. Ugh.
Yeah.
March of technology. Oh my god.
But, I mean, the iPhone 6 just came out. Actually, that
is this on the run sheet?
Well, it's not.
I don't care.
Not quite on the run sheet.
Yeah.
I mean, part of it is on the run sheet. The thing that people are pissed off about with iPhone 6 is it's made of such cheap, like, aluminum and plastic.
Really?
Yes.
Who'd have thought?
Seriously though, but people are complaining because they're putting it in their back pocket.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people do with their phones, they put it in their back pocket. And then when they sit down and stand back up, they notice, oh hey, my iPhone is bent. The iPhone 6 literally bends when you sit down with it in your back
That's
pocket.
really funny.
I mean, which is just sort of a testament for why you probably shouldn't be putting your phone in your back pocket.
Yeah, that's true. No, just don't sit on your phone. That's just a bad idea.
Yeah, that never sounded... I mean, the reason why I upgraded to this phone... no, never mind. The reason why one of my other old phones had to just go through an automatic upgrade is because I dropped a washer... or was it a dryer? No, I dropped a washer on it at work. And
holy shit! Was there anything left?
Yeah, no, it was totally intact. The screen was just, like, cracked. There was one very specific point of pressure where, like, there was a crack and, like, it still worked. Like, I could still tell that people were calling me, and I could still tell that people were texting me. It's just the screen didn't work anymore at all, so I had to get a new one.
I'm surprised the screen worked at all when he dropped a fucking washing machine on top of it. Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't like I dropped it, like, from the air.
Well, no,
it's like I dropped it from a few inches above the phone.
That's still, like, ouch.
Yeah.
No, the bending thing is funny, because I don't know if you've seen this or not, but there's a thing going around on the internet of these really well-made fake Apple advertisements coming out of 4chan. And
this sounds excellent.
Already. Yeah, it's called like and they're graphically designed in a way that you cannot. They look identical to like actual Apple like instruction manuals, and it's advertising a feature in the new phone called the Bend, where that allows you to bend your phone by putting your two fingers in the middle and pulling from the sides, as if you're like snapping a breadstick in half, and it has tricked people, and people have busted their phones in half just by pushing on them hard because they think, thanks to this really well-made infographic on the internet, they think it'll actually bend in half and like give a little bit, but no. Shit like that. There's also a microwave one going around. It's like you can recharge your phone in the microwave. That's always been a thing, but it's made a resurgence lately, which I think is really amazing because it's always been like, don't put metal in the microwave.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty easy one to be like, I think this is fake.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, I had to learn the microwave thing the hard way.
Oh, really?
Younger. Yeah. It's like, why can't you put metal in the microwave? I'm going to stick a spoon in there. Bad choice. Stupid younger Colin. I don't remember. Let's just, don't do it.
Yeah. No, because I remember when I was in grade school and I got, you know how, like, in grade school lunches when they give you a bagel and cream cheese, they give you a bagel in, like, the tinfoil pouch of Philadelphia, and then you, like, just squeeze it out in a line around your bagel and sort of try and spread it with the plastic fork or the plastic knife. It really doesn't work because the cream cheese is cold and the bagel is cold, and it's a plastic knife, and you're a third grader with no strength whatsoever. And also no patience. So what I did is I took the Philadelphia cream cheese in the aluminum foil pouch and thought, you know what? This would work a lot better if it was warmed up. So I put it. To be fair, I put plastic wrap around it because I knew you weren't supposed to put metal in the microwave, but I thought, okay, at worst what would happen is it just explodes. That's probably the worst that could happen if you put metal in the microwave. So I put some plastic wrap around this pouch of Philadelphia cream cheese, and then I microwaved it for like 30 seconds, and like as it's starting to spark and the microwave is smoking, there's another kid who like flips out, knocks me over, presses the eject button, and like burns his hands on the now like scalding hot package of Philadelphia cream cheese.
Holy shit, kid.
It was a really strange experience, and he was so embarrassed that he burned himself that he didn't tell the teacher that I was sticking metal in the microwave, so it was a win for everyone. Although, in preschool, when we had our magnets unit, they told us not to stick them on the computer because that's bad for the computer.
Yeah, it is.
So, you want to know what I did immediately?
You stuck them on the computer.
I stuck it right on the computer monitor, and it fucked everything up, and everyone hated me for, like, the next month.
Because it pulls pieces out of the things inside it. God.
And especially, like, the one guy who worked in the library who was doing, like, computer technical stuff, he spent, like, a week in our classroom trying to, like, redo stuff and figure it out and fix it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he must have hated me.
Good job.
I was probably entirely oblivious to, I was entirely oblivious to that because, and I mean, I was saying, like, he must have hated me. Yeah, I had no idea if he hated me or not. I didn't give a shit. I was, like, 4.
Yeah.
And I was, like, busy eating Jell-O and taking naps. And
that's the life.
Yeah, I know, right?
I just woke up from my naps. I'm like, I can just... Once I'm done with the show, I'm just going to go right back to sleep.
Yeah, well, now that I'm older, though, naps are still fantastic when I'm taking one.
Yeah.
But as soon as I wake up from a nap, I'm like, oh, fuck. I just took a nap. It's like one of the most horrible feelings because it's like I could have been productive with my day, but instead I slept.
Sleeping is productivity.
Part of the day when I shouldn't be sleeping, so that now later tonight I'll stay up later not sleeping when I should be sleeping.
Is that how it works for you?
Yeah, that's how it always works for me.
I can just sleep.
I envy your ability to just sleep.
Sometimes, like, I sleep better in the day than I sleep at night. I think it has a lot to do with paranoia and whatever. But I went to one of those Rocky Horror shows last night where they, like...
Yeah, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Where they yell at the screen and stuff, and so I was up till 4 in the morning.
Toast?
There was no toast throwing.
No?
The guy threatened us beforehand, being like, if you throw things at my nice screen, I will, like, do horrible things to you. No, not rice.
No.
People are just screaming and, like, yelling and dancing. A lot of people went up on... actually, a couple of my friends went up on stage doing, like, the dances and things for some of the songs, but they were the only ones doing it, which was kind of sad, because there was, like, a whole group of people. I was like, it's like, they have this thing called, like, Rocky Horror Virgins.
Yeah.
You've never done it before, and they make you do funny games, so I went up on stage, and I had to, You know those shitty sausages you buy from 7-Eleven?
Yeah.
Like the sausage sticks? I had to, like, eat to the middle of one of those with another guy. So that was a thing that happened. A friend of mine had to eat a cupcake out of another friend of mine's lap. So that was also amusing. It was stuff like that. Like, people had to fake orgasm noises. It was interesting.
Yeah. Rocky Horror Picture Show is a very interesting cultural experience.
It was
one that I have experienced a few too many times.
Yeah.
When I've been a few too many beers and or general booze-a-halls into my night.
It's actually really interesting because it's really, really fun up until the movie starts. And then I remember how much I fucking hate that movie. It's like... like, the games are fun, the hang out with your friends are fun, the costumes are fun, and then that movie is the shittiest piece of trash I've seen in, like...
Worse than The Room?
I've never seen The Room.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I should probably see The Room. I probably enjoy The Room more than this movie, because this movie's actually
you
trying.
Probably would.
And The Room is just like...
I mean, shit. The Room is trying too, but it's really terrible. It's objectively one of the worst movies ever made.
Yeah. The thing with the Rocky Horror thing is, like, the play is amazing. And I will never stop singing that play's praises, because I actually saw it in the theater with actors, believe it or not, doing acting, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
But the movie's just, like, so garbage. It's like,
yeah.
Tim Curry's fun, but it's like, he's the only good part of it.
There's Meatloaf.
Okay, I don't like Meatloaf. I can't understand a single fucking thing he's saying. He's just like, rock and roll, I'm like, what are you saying? Because I can't hear song lyrics very well anyway, so I'm just like, what are these people talking about? And then they just have musical number. There's like that. See, there's that bit in the middle, like when they get to the lab set and they start to like actually resurrect Rocky for the first time. There's 4 musical numbers with no break in between them, and I'm just like, make it end. Oh, and then then they have the sex scenes, which are funny, so I like those because like Frankenfurter sneaks into both the dude and Janet's rooms and has sex with them both, which is hilarious. But it's still funnier in the play because it's people actually doing it, which is funnier.
Yeah, it's a weird campy experience.
Oh god, yeah.
It definitely is. I mean, the movie specifically, I feel like going and seeing the movie version of it is an experience that everyone needs to have at least once in their lives.
Yeah. And I agree. I will just never ever do it again. I'll be like, no thank you, I will pass.
Yeah. Also, I saw the Batmobile today at Freddy's.
What?
I saw the Batmobile at Fred Meyer.
The Adam West 60s Batmobile?
No. I will describe this Batmobile to you.
Okay.
You know the shitty, like, stock Ford car that all police departments use? The Crown Victoria?
Yeah.
It was a Crown Victoria that was spray-painted black, that had a ridiculously large spoiler on it, and a single, like, red light that rotates, you know, like one of the cop car lights.
Exactly, yeah.
And then it had on the sides the, like, yellow Batman decal. And then, like, it had a vanity plate that said Batman, and the thing around the license plate said Batmobile.
Oh my god.
And there were just, like, Batman symbols on the spoiler and, like, on the back of it, and there was a big bat symbol on the hood, and, like, all the windows were tinted black. And I just, like, who drives that? Who actually drives that? Because it's in the parking lot at Fred Meyer. This is like a regular person who goes in and buys, like, milk and bread.
The real question is like,
meat.
Does he go to Fred Meyer dressed as Batman?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking the entire time I was in Fred Meyer, is I wonder if I'm going to see Batman. Like, I kept looking around and looking. I intentionally lingered in Fred Meyer, which is something I really don't like doing.
Yeah, I agree.
But I intentionally, like, walked everywhere I could in Fred Meyer to try and see if there was a guy dressed as Batman, or even anyone who looked remotely like they might own that car.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Just
not
like
a person.
it's just an average dude.
Instead, there was an asshole in the produce department, and this is something I get really fucking furious about, because this is one of the produce things that pisses me off.
Okay.
You know how there's, like, a bin of corn?
Yeah, I like corn.
I like corn too. I love corn.
Corn
is wonderful.
Yeah.
And then, you know how, as you're looking through the corn, like, half of them have the husks just ripped half off?
Yeah.
I caught someone in the act of doing that today.
Oh, what a jackass.
Yes. And you know what? He was like a 50-year-old. I'm guessing he was a father because he had two, like, teenage, college-age-ish girls trailing him.
Yeah.
And he seemed to be, like, instructing them about, like, different things in the grocery store and, like, how to cook for yourself type shit.
Interesting.
And he was ripping back the ear of corn and saying something about how this is what you look for, this is what you don't look for. You know what? He wasn't even buying a fucking ear of corn. After all of the ripping of ears of corn, he did not put an ear of corn in his cart. And you know what? I went up as he was starting to leave the corn.
Yeah.
I went up and started looking through the corn, hoping, just hoping, that he would linger a few seconds longer so I could look at him and go, dude, why? Why did you rip all these ears of corn open? You're not buying any of them. What are you looking for? Why do you exist? Unfortunately, he didn't linger, so I couldn't have my altercation in front of the whole produce department at Fred Meyer.
Ah, shameful.
I hate assholes like that, though.
Yeah.
Assholes like that are what ruins the grocery store experience for the rest of us. No, I'm serious.
I didn't realize that was an experience.
I mean, there kind of isn't, but it's the same sort of person, like the old retirement home lady who will, like, pick up all of the oranges, and to test them, she'll, like, dig her fingernail into the orange.
No.
Yeah,
You squeeze it lightly and sniff it.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally a sniff test. And she's just like, oh, how far will my fingernail go inside this orange? Squish. And then it implodes.
That's a really good, like, old lady voice, Kevin.
Thank you.
I'm pleased.
I've been working on it really hard, actually.
Is there an old woman in D&D? Is it the lady with the saggy tits who runs the church?
No, but maybe it should be.
Yes, I think so.
I forget what her voice sounds like. I even forget what her name... Noelle, that's her name.
Her name is Noelle.
Yeah. I think. Don't quote me on that.
It's your D&D campaign. If you go up and say her name's Jill, no one will contradict you.
Yeah. No, totally.
Except for maybe Eric, but just shun him.
Also, you know what else I saw in Fred Meyer today?
Cops.
No. Stranger. I saw a man who... He wasn't quite wearing a tinfoil hat, but it was almost on that level. Like, he was buying a bunch of dry goods and, like, cans of things and, like, big jugs of water. It looked like he was prepping for the apocalypse.
No, Kevin, those people live in Idaho.
Where the apocalypse is upon us already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Them and their spuds.
I always have to wonder, though, when I think about preppers, or are you familiar with the term prepper, by the way?
I call them survivalists.
Yeah, or just, I guess, survivalists in general. I always have to think, though, like, what compels them to just be like, I think everything's going to collapse. I think civilization is fucked, and I think with my cans of baked beans and, green beans and all this other dry boxed shit, I am going to survive, and everyone else is going to be fucked. I really don't understand that.
I think, Kevin, you just explained it. It's the psychological trick of thinking yourself prepared and above the game when, like, you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a moral boost. It's like, come on, people do that all the time, dude. They, like, trick themselves into thinking they have an edge over other people just to keep themselves going.
Do people actually... I never...
Really?
I mean, I probably do that in some ways that I don't realize.
Aware of it. Yeah, it's a thing we do.
I don't know. I feel like I'm always just morbidly aware of how unprepared and how just incompetent I am at so many things that I'm like, well, the system could collapse and I wouldn't know how to do this anymore. I'd be fucked. Whatever.
Yeah.
Hope it doesn't collapse.
Oh, well, give it 100 years.
I mean, people have been saying that for the past few thousands of years.
Yeah, I know. No, I mean, like, well, okay, in the past 1,000 years, we've had, like, a lot of systems collapse.
No, that's very true, though. I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure some system will collapse in the next 100 years.
We had systems collapse last year. We've had rebellions in various countries across the world over the past 10 years.
That's very true.
Like, it's a thing that happens in the day-to-day occurrence. It's not a big deal. I mean, it is a big deal, but it's also like, come on, guys. It's revolution.
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
gonna happen.
change always happens.
Yeah.
Which is why have you been keeping up at all on the whole, like, ISIS thing?
I just think of Archer. No.
Yeah, because...
I usually don't read things on the news that depress me too much.
Well, basically the only, like, big thing...
Oh, they threatened Canada. That's a thing
yeah,
that happened.
they threatened Canada, and the other big thing is that Obama has now more or less declared war on ISIS, and we're doing a bunch of airstrikes, and we're sending military... We're not, like, sending ground troops in again, except for 3,000 of them.
Oh, wow, that's nothing. 3,000 people. Whoa.
I mean, it is actually relatively small. But, I don't know. This from a president who earlier was saying, the Iraq war, no, let's get out of there. Afghanistan, no, we need to get out. We need to, like, involve ourselves much less as time goes on. And then, I'm pretty pissed off that Obama, so sort of knee-jerk reactions, just, oh, I guess we're airstriking ISIS now. I mean, not to say that ISIS doesn't deserve to be airstriked. They do deserve to be airstriked. They're pretty objectively terrible. But I really, I don't think it's America's place, in all honesty.
I don't either. I think we should just basically become... No, my political opinions are too weird, and they're not very grounded in reality, so I'm not even going to espouse that, but I basically agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, what, were you going to say we should become a air nomad city-state?
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's not practical because no one's an airbender here. But I was gonna say we should just like huddle in our little corner of the world and just stop doing things and then see what happens.
And just wait for everything to like happen around us.
Basically.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
I'll join you. Let's huddle together. Let's start the huddle. How's that?
The nationwide huddle of just not giving a fuck about other people's
It'll be a
problems.
Facebook event. I'll put it on Facebook and invite everyone.
Be sure to RSVP, listeners.
Yeah.
You said airbending.
Yeah, no.
I'm not gonna let that go, dude.
I knew you wouldn't let that go, and I'm okay with that.
So you finished Korra Book 3, and Korra Book 4 airs in 4 days.
Oh my god, 4 days, right?
Yeah, it's Friday. Airs on Friday.
Well, Friday's not 4 days.
Friday at noon counts as 4 days to me.
That really is not 4 days.
5 days.
That's at least 6 days.
It's 5 days. It's Sunday, Kevin.
Yeah, it's Sunday. Yeah. That's 6 days from now. Friday is 6 days from now.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that's 4.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that's 5.
Okay,
we're both right.
Fine. But see,
5.
It's like half a day. 4.3.
Whatever.
Anyway,
that's it airs on Friday.
Yeah, so you finished Book 3.
I finished Book 3.
You liked it, I heard.
I did like it. I mean, I liked Book 1 of Korra.
Yeah.
It was not like, oh my god, amazing.
Yeah, it's not.
Book 2 was pretty shit.
Yeah, it was. I hate admitting that, but it was kind of bad.
It really was. Book 3 was actually, I think, the best of the 3 Korras.
I agree.
Because it had a lot of really solid character development. It had a lot more interesting detail and a lot more... Yeah, I guess just a lot more attention to detail in every aspect than the other 2 books, which were so much broader and seemed to be going after just stupid goals or unattainable goals. This one was a much more... The series felt much more grounded to me.
It felt more like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You know, in one scene in particular where Korra is fighting what's-his-face?
Zahir?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
in the last episode?
And they're going through all... Yes, in the last episode.
Yeah.
And they're going through all the rocks and stuff.
Yeah.
That was exactly like the finale of Avatar.
Yeah, except it was a role reversal, though.
Yeah.
Which was so cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which I was really into that. I really liked that. I don't know, I was just interested in that in every way, shape, and form.
And also, fight. Oh.
And also how they had like the underground battle with all the crystals and stuff.
Yeah.
That was also like a thing from Avatar: The Last Day.
Yeah.
I don't know. They paid so many homages to Avatar: The Last Airbender in this season of Korra.
Yeah.
That just on not only on just a visceral, oh, that's a thing I recognize level, but also just on a cool thematic artistic level.
Yeah.
I really liked that they were able to tie it in so well.
I agree.
I also am just a sucker for any time that Iroh shows up.
Yeah. Did he show up? Yeah, he did show up in this season.
Very briefly.
Zuko was in this season.
Zuko was in this season.
They teased Zuko and Iroh hanging out, maybe, because Zuko was like, "You met my uncle?" And then he disappears for the rest of the season. Mm-hmm. So that's a thing that could happen. Because Book 4 looks... Holy shit, what's even going on? I don't know. Fascism? Is that what's happening?
I don't... Book 4 looks like, again, we're focused more on, like, the Earth Nation, which is cool.
Yes, it is.
Because, I mean, so much of Avatar: The Last Airbender focused on Fire Nation, and some of Korra focused a lot on Water Nation.
Yeah.
And we haven't really seen much of Earth Nation. And obviously haven't seen much of Air Nation because it's been more or less non-existent.
Yeah. We'll probably see more of them now, because there's a 3-year time skip between books 3 and 4, so they'll have time to pick themselves up and do some things like
I'm really excited about the air nomads being a thing again, because that just to me personally, I identify so much with that, because air nomads is so blatantly Buddhist.
Yeah.
Monks. And being a Buddhist myself, I like that.
It's like Buddhist, but with superpowers.
Yeah, it's like being a super Buddhist.
Buddhist. Soups. I can't do it.
Super Buddha.
Super Buddha. I was, yeah.
He will shoot air at you.
Cora's haircut looks awesome. I'm sorry, I just like, she has a bob cut now and it looks great.
Yeah, that does look good. I'm excited for Genora Airmaster.
Yeah, it doesn't, from the advertising, there's one trailer that's been released, it doesn't actually, yes, it's an Earth Kingdom book, because like the books are like themed, because there's like an air book and a water book and a fire book, blah blah blah. This book
not
actually,
necessarily in Korra though, because it's like
really.
like the books are change, balance, spirit.
Yeah, but Spirits was kind of a water
like
book because I spent a lot of time in the Water Tribe, but Change was kind of an air book, Earth book almost, because I spent the most of the time in the Earth Kingdom.
What about the first book with Amon though?
That was kind of like
that was like Republic.
That was just a
city
thing. I don't know what that was, but
yeah,
this book feels like a metal book because it's the Metal Clan doing all the things, and the really ominous looking girl who appears to be like the fascist leader lady. From
possibly, or the hero.
Yeah, Kuvira from season 3. Who was it's her, yeah.
What? Wait, who's Kuvira?
The girl who, like, she introduces herself very briefly in the last episode and then disappears. She's only there for like half a second. She helps Tonrock, Korra's dad, and then he's like, "Thank you, Captain," and then Kuvira's like, "You're welcome," and then it like pans up to her face and then she disappears.
Oh.
She's the one who appears to be like leading.
Are we sure about that?
Yes, it is definitely her, but we don't actually know what she's doing. She could not be leading. She could be just hanging out, but she has a lot of shots where she's sort of like.
You're sure that it's the same character?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Like, watch the last episode of Book 3, and then watch this trailer, and it is the same character design. They have the same mole on their face and the same hairstyle. It's definitely her.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. I have no idea. Toph is going to show up at some point, so that's exciting. Because that was the biggest fucking cock tease in trailer history. And like the last 3 seconds of the trailer, like, oh my god, it's Toph! And I was like, oh, fuck you.
Come on. But at the same time, I'm so hooked because of that, which is exactly what they were trying to do.
It's like,
so,
yes,
so good job, fuck you, basically.
I'm really concerned and curious how this season's going to end, because they have to somehow wrap up this whole new, like, Zaofu thing they're doing, and also wrap up Korra, like, as an entity, because this is the last season of the show. So I'm concerned.
Yeah,
I'm really concerned.
The other interesting thing that I am disappointed they haven't dealt with much is at the end of Book 2 with the, like, harmonic convergence.
Yeah.
Korra, one of the big deals of the Avatar is that the Avatar is connected to all the past lives of the Avatar. And now, because of the harmonic convergence and shit, for some weird reason, Korra is not connected to her past lives anymore.
That's because Unalaq killed them or something. It was really unclear.
Yeah. Regardless, though, that's a hurdle that they haven't really dealt with, and I'd like to see them try, because that's going to be that would be interesting on future implications of what the Avatar cycle might look like, even if the series doesn't continue at all in any sort of incarnation. I still really want them to deal with that, just to have some sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Closure.
Yeah. Case closed.
I listened to that episode last night. I'm not even shitting you. I listened to Case Closed last night, and I was so happy.
We've come full circle.
That was a great episode, I have to say.
I don't even remember.
That was a really good episode. Well, because we were talking about just general, like, social coding and, like, sort of gender issues with social coding and stuff.
I remember that now. Yeah, that was a heavy episode.
A lot of really interesting stuff. And then somehow we got onto the social coding of ridiculous, like, fancy person stuff. And I started talking about rich people's silver plate domes.
Yeah.
And we didn't know what they were called, so I Googled it. And it turns out that they're called cloches. So I guess it's a case cloched.
Yeah! Put on your glasses and go, yeah!
So, right here in episode 15, if you haven't heard episode 4, which is titled Case Closed, now you know why it's titled Case Closed. You should still listen to it because it's a pretty good episode.
Is it a ghetto episode?
No, it isn't,
Okay,
actually.
good.
It's a good episode.
I'm sorry for ghetto episodes.
Yeah,
I'm sorry they exist.
Yeah, but, I mean, think about it. It's actually pretty nice that we were able to get away with 2 non-ghetto episodes right off the bat at the start of the year before we had to make a ghetto episode. And even though this is a ghetto episode, I think content-wise, it's pretty good still.
Yeah, so far, I agree.
Speaking of good content, do you want to do late night?
Late nights. There's no stream to refresh, but whatever. And then okay, stop.
No, seriously though, this was a top hit in 1985.
Wow.
How
Really?
far we've come. Yeah, no, it was. George Michael.
Okay, I believe you, but like if we had a top hit with a saxophone today, it would be like bad. I don't know. I don't like modern music. I mean, no, I like a lot modern electronic music.
Yeah, I mean, saying you don't like modern music is a pretty...
It's too big of a blanket. I like
yeah.
modern metal. I like a lot of things. I just don't like modern hip hop or rap.
I think you just haven't heard the right type of modern hip hop rap.
Probably.
Okay.
I don't like dubstep either.
Here's a thing that you should listen to because it's a really different, interesting hip hop.
Yeah.
You should. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just burn you a CD of it. Or
Yay!
Do you have a way to listen to CDs? Does this piece of shit play CDs?
My computer plays CDs. Yes.
Okay.
I can download these. God.
Or,
you could just hand me a USB with files, though. That would work
yeah,
better.
I mean, that would actually probably work better for me, too. Regardless, I will give you... there's a album called Mad Villainy. It was made in, 2004 or 2006, but it's at the very, forefront of experimental hip-hop.
Ooh.
It's really cool, because the 2 guys who make up the team Mad Villain... It's MF Doom and MC. I forget his name.
Magneto?
No. Regardless, the 2 guys who do it, the one guy who's doing all of the the beats and the drops and everything, rather than doing just a typical sort of boom 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 shitty hip-hop basically.
Yeah.
He takes a lot of interesting clips from old movies
Ooh.
and stitches them together. It's really interesting.
I want to listen to this now.
Yeah, I mean, I can play... We do have a radio show. We are technically actually supposed to play music.
We shouldn't waste our viewers' time with music.
You know what? I'll play it as our outro music tonight, and you can give it a listen as we do outro.
Besides, music is dicey, because when I put these up on YouTube, our videos get flagged if we have more than 15 seconds of copyrighted audio on them. So
I mean, we get away with Careless Whisper every single
yeah, I don't know why they don't flag that one.
Because no one cares about that song anymore.
Yeah, but you played a David Bowie song once, and I couldn't even upload the video. They were just meow!
Yeah,
YouTube copyright.
I mean, obviously David Bowie is going to be pretty strictly enforced, but I mean, I don't think Mad Villainy is one that's so... I don't know. They're probably not as strict about it because it's not with such a big record label, and it's not such a big popular thing that they have a really active legal department or anything. So we could probably get away with playing a lot of it. And I mean, well, no, I was just about to say, you know, this is an imaginary radio thing, so we don't really have to worry about copyright laws or any of that shit, but at the same time, we are putting it up on YouTube where we do have to worry about that shit, so.
One of the episodes is blocked in, like, Argentina or something, but not the United States.
Or was it Germany, maybe?
It's somewhere.
It's the one where we played Donovan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't remember which one, but it was like one of them is blocked in another country, but not our country.
Yeah.
So sorry to all of our international listeners.
Yes, both of them.
Yep. Both.
Not
like
even.
-3, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure we don't even have both of our listeners listening tonight because the stream isn't working. Yay!
But I mean, is actually listening to these. Where is she in Scotland anyway?
She's. I saw pictures of her in the Isle of Skye, which is like really far north up there. God, it is beautiful.
So jealous.
Scotland is beautiful.
I want to film a video of myself running across the Scottish Highlands, like, with a great sword and chainmail, and just be like, just a running video. No fighting anything, just running. And just like,
I mean, she is in the Highlands right now.
So jealous.
I think she is at least, but...
I'm going to Iceland. That's cool.
Wait, what? When?
I told you this, dude. I'm going to Iceland over spring break.
You didn't tell me this.
Oh, well, that's the thing that's happening.
What? Why?
My parents are generous individuals, and they want to take me somewhere cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Iceland.
You got to go to Antarctica, okay?
Well, yeah, but, I mean, Antarctica is, well, there are some inhabitants, but, like, Iceland is an actual place with actual cities and actual things to do.
We're going to go watch the Northern Lights, and I'm hoping to try really weird food.
Yeah, try the I've told you about the shark that's been, like, pissed on by drunk men and then buried
I'm not
for 2
eating
months.
that, I swear to God.
No, you really have to.
No.
You have to try one bite of it and then no more. It's fine, whatever.
Kevin, no. I'm going to take, like, 8 packets of ramen, and I'm just going to eat that.
Oh, dear God.
Because their food is, like, my image of Scandinavian food is horrifying, cold, and salty.
Not entirely wrong, but Icelandic does not equal Scandinavian entirely also. I mean, there's a lot of fish, as you might imagine, it being a, island.
Yeah.
The food isn't, like, super spiced or anything, and there's not a whole lot of variety. It's not particularly... Sorry for all of our Scandinavian listeners. Scandinavian food isn't really that interesting or that great.
I want to try some caribou, though. Because that's the thing they have there.
In Iceland?
Yeah, caribou. Like herds of them.
You know what? I've tried reindeer before. I don't know how similar reindeer is to caribou. But
which one did you eat? I hear Dancer's got some nice legs.
Oh my God. No,
or was it Donner or Blitzen? Guy's a dick.
I ate Prancer, because he was just annoying the hell out of me. I mean, prancing around all over the place. It's intolerable. It really is. God, I'm in such a... I'm in so much better of a mood this week for a radio show than I was last week.
Yeah, you're not sick anymore.
Well, there's a particular depression that comes with sickness, at least I find. I don't know if that's true for anyone else. But I get this very particular sort of depressed, which is like, I'm sick, I'm useless and pathetic and can't do anything about it, I'm sick.
That means I'm
depressed. Yeah, time to watch a lot of Frasier. I mean, I watch Frasier even when I'm not depressed. But I think the other thing is that when I'm sick, like really sick, like coughing, I can't laugh without starting to cough and feel terrible.
That's awful.
So I think that's part of it, is because I can't laugh. And because so much of like my meaningful positive interactions throughout the day just necessitate laughter, that when I can't participate in that, when I can't actually like laugh, I don't know, I just feel depressed about it. Like my interactions don't mean as well, not necessarily that they don't mean as much, just that I'm not able to interact in the same way with my surroundings that I usually am.
You can't enjoy The beauty of life.
I depend so heavily on humor in my day-to-day life that when I don't have that, it's difficult.
It's sad, Kevin. Can the mic even hear that?
Yeah, no, I'm picking that up. I'm picking that up really nicely on my headphones.
No, I'm not gonna make that choice.
I don't know if your computer mic is picking that up, but
the little green bar is going nuts, so I'm gonna assume it is.
Probably. I mean, I think what we're saying through these studio mics is also being amplified through these speakers.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is, at least. I don't know.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
The sleeps are catching me. Did I mention I woke up from a nap 20 minutes ago? Or actually an hour and 20 minutes ago
not 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, before the 20 minutes
before
of the
meant
show.
that you slept through the first 35 minutes of our show.
You couldn't tell? See, I was talking here, but my body, my brain, my soul was still in bed being like, I love warm blankets.
I feel like my soul is always just in bed.
Yeah.
I feel like that's truly where I belong. I've only recently embraced the tradition of, like, comfortable clothing. I mean, I know that sounds weird, but usually as I go throughout my day, I'm wearing, like, jeans, a nice button down or a t-shirt or whatever. Like, I don't have to change when I go out because I just wear clothes that look presentable to begin with in the first place. But there's this really great thing called not giving a shit. I just recently discovered this, and I can wear, like, basketball shorts and an undershirt or, like, sweatpants and, like, a really gross stained, like, oil-stained shirt where the stains are just huge but they're never going to come out. I can wear that and lounge around, and it's great.
Yeah.
I just realized this. And, like, thanks to Adassa, honestly. Like, she does that all the time, and for the first few months dating her, I always sort of, like, looked down my nose just a little bit at that because I was like, oh, you and your sweatpants. And then I tried sweatpants. They're fucking amazing. I need a pair. Like, I don't have a pair of sweatpants. I will never wear
sweatpants in public because it's impossible to hide a boner.
Yeah, no, but, I mean, yes. Also, I will never wear sweatpants in public because it's generally considered a little bit, like, slob-ish.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
And, of course, we're too high society here for that, and our funny, fancy radio show at our white liberal college.
It's not that we're, like, high society. It's just that I want to look presentable when I go out in public. I don't want to look like I just rolled out of bed and don't give a shit about anything.
I could wear
no matter how recently I have actually gotten out of bed, and no matter how much of a shit I don't give about anything, I want to at least appear like I give a shit.
Even if I were to wear the nicest clothes in the world, the fact that my hair is still fucked and tussed and everything when I got out of bed, completely, like, betrays my attempts at looking nice.
I knew, like, the minute you walked in, I was like, he either had a really terrible shower this morning, or he just woke up. You should also get a haircut, because you look like a dog with a mop on its head.
Yay! My hair's puffy right now.
It's really puffy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it dyed.
I apologize for this. It's kind of getting into mullet region in the back.
Shit. Well, I guess it's time to go get a haircut.
High and tight.
The 80s have caught me.
Crew cut.
No.
Buzz cut.
No.
Bald.
No. I'm not gonna do any of that. You're crazy. I'm gonna take your hair and stick it on my hair, and you can take my hair and stick it on your hair.
Wait, what?
Exactly.
I think it's time to end this show now.
No, give me your scalp.
God. We've actually had a really good show. I enjoyed this.
Ginger ale.
That sounds really good. Maggie's. Yeah. I'll leave you with the first track off Mad Villainy, which is really sort of interesting and weird. But, we hope you've enjoyed the show. We'll hopefully have the stream back next week. And we'll be live at 8 on Sunday.
And at the Tacoma Dome at Sunday at 4 for our early Tacoma Dome show.
Sunday.
at the Tacoma Dome.
We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Come seeing The Undertaker versus What the Hell Did You Expect?
Oh my god.
It'd be awesome.
Good night, everyone.
As luck would have it, one of America's two most powerful villains of the next decade
is turned loose to strike terror into the hearts of men.